Welcome to 0 to 60. Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of the football.
That was his dream to play for Colorado.
McChesney grew up in Colorado, always wanted to be a Buffalo, has had a great career.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We're at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much. Welcome to 0 to 60. Happy Tuesday. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. We have a lot to talk about here today. Sean King's on the show to talk about Tulane getting into the college football playoff. I understand that's the rules, but these rules are shitty. Bailey and Sean think I'm crazy. I have nothing against Tulane or James Madison at all. In fact, I like Tulane. I just think that this is some blue ribbon bullshit. So we'll talk about that on top of a bunch of other shit. It'll be a quick show today on a Tuesday. We're back Thursday. So, Bailey, let's roll.
Let's roll. We're in the building, 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage, brought to you by the Bleed Network and FanDuel. Pound the like button because we got a lot to talk about today. Matt, let's start at the top because I don't think any of us would have expected this. Phillip Rivers is returning. The Colts have signed Phillip Rivers to their practice squad, 44 years old, after a workout this morning with the team. Matt, Rivers joins Riley Leonard in that quarterback room after Daniel Jones' unfortunate Achilles injury last week. And they don't sign him and bring him to the practice squad unless they expect to fucking play him one day. So this makes me excited a little bit like curious as to 44 years old, how is his mobility and stuff. I've seen videos and whatnot. Obviously, he has 10 plus children. He's actually a grandfather, I believe, as well. If you read here, he has 10 kids, 2 daughters who are already married, and a grandson at 44 years old. Matt, what do you got to say about Phillip Rivers' return to the NFL as the Colts sign him to the practice squad? Do you ever play against Phillip Rivers yourself?
Yeah, like 15 years ago. Look, man, this is fucking ridiculous. We don't have any, there's no one else other than this fucking grandpa to come play for 6 weeks. No one, no fucking buddy else can play quarterback. No one. Anthony Richardson's bitch ass can't go out there with an eye patch on and play quarterback. I mean, Riley Leonard, he's hurt already. Yes.
Yes, he has a knee injury.
And he's hurt already.
Richardson has the face. Remember he snapped himself with the workout band, and then
that's what I'm saying.
He's still out from that. So
give him a fucking Captain Hook eye patch. Get on the field, bro. I'm just
shit.
I'm sorry, but in a league where Flacco and Rivers and Rodgers at plus 40 and Brady when he was like 48 can go chop everybody up this way, I respect it from an old guy perspective. Like, wow, that's pretty impressive, right? But think about the way that I'm thinking about this. The league is so soft now that you can't touch these guys anymore. They would have been hit out of the NFL way long ago, bro.
That's true.
Like Aaron Rodgers has been taking a beating this year. He's got a broken hand and a broken fucking face, and he's getting hit pretty hard. I bet you it's his last year, even if they win. Because he's got to be looking at himself like, fuck, man, I'm getting my ass kicked out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just Flacco. I'm sure he's happy to be on the bench and not on the field all the time. He's old. They're fucking too old. I mean,
I thought they were going to go get Flacco. I was shocked they didn't go get Flacco.
Fucking, how are they going to get him? They got to get Cincinnati to cut him. There's no trade deadline. So, I mean, you go get 84-and-a-half-year-old Phillip Rivers with 45 fucking kids like he's Captain Mormon over here, and his kids got kids. You know, Coach Marion's over there recruiting his grandson, trying to get him to come to see you and shit.
Right.
Like, and that's a joke. Yeah, this is a farce. It's a joke, and I'm over it. I miss the savage era of football, bro. Even though my shoulder and back hurt really bad, and I can't really remember shit, and you know that there's definite possibility I could have a heart attack 460. I really think it was awesome. Like, I know why I'm dead early. That's for damn sure. So longevity and football are not things that are supposed to go together, bro. When you play for a really, really long time, that's supposed to be like a feather in the cap. Now, guys just hang on for. I mean, this guy hasn't played since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best option. He's the best fucking option. Him. You can't call they can't call CJ Beathard. I'm sure that motherfucker's still out there.
Yeah. I don't understand this. Let me ask you.
There's tons of college quarterbacks that sucked that like you can't give them a fucking. Go pick up Sam Ehlinger off the fucking practice squad in Denver. He was on.
He was just there.
So I mean, it's just anything than this. And the other thing is, Phillip Rivers talks shit without cursing, and I have no respect for that whatsoever.
Oh yeah, he's super.
And I know all you fucking nice little Christian bitches fucking probably are like, oh, he doesn't curse. If you are trying to get aggressive with me and you say frick, frack, fruck, dang, darn, gee whiz, golly, wilkers.
Right. Yeah, any of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh my balls off at you like you're a fucking nerd, dog. You can't cuss, you fucking pussy. And look, I know he was really good, but he wasn't good enough to win shit. He never won a goddamn thing, and he's not a Hall of Famer. It's not even close, dog. There's no fucking way he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, dude. No. This is a bad move, Colts. Although, you know what? Your season's fucking over, so who gives a shit? You guys might not win another fucking game.
If he plays for the Colts, which he is, his clock is resetting, his Hall of Fame clock, and then
so he won't get it until he's 58.
Exactly. And then I believe Sheldon Day on JB's show mentioned that his like insurance benefits and stuff like that reset as well. So interesting.
Also, fuck, the Colts are just throwing Phillip Rivers a bone here. My motherfucking insurance was up after 5 years. You think the Broncos could re-sign me real quick so I can get 5 more years of insurance? I bet you that helps the Rivers family, considering he's got 19 fucking kids.
God. Well, let me ask you this.
Fucking white privilege, Bailey. Let me tell you.
I'm not getting into this, Matt. let me ask you this. On the Phillip Rivers stand, is there any chance?
Come on, man. Just take that hook. You're not. No, fuck. That didn't work at all.
I'm not right, man. You're talking the wrong cat.
I know. I was just trying. There was a little hook in the water. Fuck off. Come on.
Is there any chance he has success, Matt?
Is there any chance he's broke? There's no way, right? He moved to like Indian, like the middle of nowhere, bumfuck Alabama. Like he's in the middle of nowhere South, where the living like. You can go down there and live on $1 million like you've got $1 billion.
He was just coaching his kid. Like,
yeah, man. So he doesn't need the money. Why? What's the point of this? Like, do you just want what? Like, if you go out and hit 4-year retired 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, like, and he disintegrates in front of you because let's be real. Do you even need to train to be a quarterback anymore to be a quarterback in this league? Or can you just go out there and be like, oh, you sneezed on me, flag? Like that, is that what the Colts are banking on? Because if this works, I will fucking. If they make the playoffs and this works and they win playoff games and shit, I would be the most amazed human being on fucking earth.
If I had hypothesized, and I can't wait to ask Sean King about this, but with Phillip Rivers having played, he's seen before the rules changed, essentially, and after, right? To an extent. So he has to be sitting there like 5 years retired, thinking, man, when I first started playing, I was taking a beating. Now I'm seeing quarterbacks get, roughing the passer flags for very, very questionable calls, barely getting touched. He's like, fuck it. 44, that doesn't scare me as it would a quarterback.
Well, maybe he should look at the room he's walking into. Anthony Richardson's blind at his own account because he didn't want to play. So he was like, hey, bro, you know what we're going to do? I want you to snap that fucking thing in my eye real quick and we'll collect checks and I'll give you 20%. So he got out of it. And then Danny Dimes was like, yeah, my leg's broken. And they were like, you don't need to worry about that, dog.
Oh,
the other leg won't compensate for it. Fuck it. It's just your shin. It's a stress fracture. Don't worry. Bam, Achilles blows out. Bradley Leonard goes in. His knee explodes. Yeah, it seems to be working great for the Colt quarterbacks. Why don't you sign up? Stupid fuck.
Let's move on.
I almost hope this idiot does this so he gets absolutely tattooed in a blur. I want him to get fucking old man. You know how like when old people are driving and you're like, fuck, I want to yell at this person, but they're too old. Or I want to pull up and be like, hey, you old motherfucker, why can't you drive? You can't do that to old people, right? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
But let's just say like one of the defensive ends from the Texans had an argument with his grandpa the day before the game. He can just go out and take it out on fucking Phillip Rivers because he's a grandpa. So, same, but different. So, yeah, it's elder abuse. It's elder abuse 2.0 in the Indianapolis Colts QB meeting room. What a fucking joke this is.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow played quarterback. You want to go kick those tires? I saw somebody named Jeff George. I bet you he's still alive. He could probably throw the shit out of the ball.
Sure.
Brett Favre has Parkinson's, so he might look like Michael J. Fox out there running around, but I'm sure he could get it there still.
Shout out to Trav for the donation, and I'm not going to argue with that, but I'm sticking on my gun saying that he thought about this. He's like, I'm not going to take. There's no way at 44 years old when you're just coaching your kid, you don't sit here and I'm like, man, if it's a different era, I think he's taking advantage of the era.
You know what it is? He's been home now for 4 years after never being home for like 18.
Yeah.
And his wife's like, you know what? I got to put up with 19 little motherfuckers just like you and you. Get the fuck out and go play quarterback again. Leave. So it's all her. She's probably kicking him out of the house.
Matt, let's move forward. Let's go to college before we get Sean King on. Sam Leavitt entering the transfer portal.
Is this true?
Michael J. Fox. I actually do know Michael J. Fox.
Oh, that's fucking good.
Fucking nobody who types in all caps in the chat.
Barely doesn't know who Michael J. Fox is. Jesus
Matt,
Christ, what are you yelling?
Give us some insight on Sam Leavitt. Where can you expect him to go, and what kind of numbers can he be looking at in the transfer portal?
I don't know. I don't know where he's going to go. If I'm Sam Leavitt, I'm trying to replace the kid at Alabama. I'm trying to replace the kid at Oregon. I'm trying to replace one of these, do the same thing they did. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is now. So how much will he get? If there's one team involved, probably like $2 million. If there's more than one team involved, so more, he could get 10. How much do you want to spend on him, Utah? You just sold your fucking football program to a investment firm.
$500 million.
And I bet you, I'll tell you what, they're not stupid. They watch Texas Tech. And I'm going to reiterate Texas Tech. I know you just won your first Big 12 championship in the history of ever, and you've never played for it before ever. And you've been in the conference without Texas. Now that Texas and Oklahoma and Colorado and Nebraska and Missouri and A&M are gone, you can win now. So congratulations. At least Utah knows that they have to spend to win. And anybody who doesn't think you have to spend to win, remember when I said Colorado needs to almost overpay to keep talent home? Yeah, that's called spending to win. You cheap fucks. It's not even your money. What do you care what they spend it on? I'd rather they spend it on players. That's just me. So, yeah, man, if I'm Levin, I'm taking the best opportunity to go get into the playoff and showcase first-round talent. And honestly, you know, that could be a variety of different places. I mean, don't be surprised if LSU goes knocking at the door.
I think that's Fernando Mendoza's replacement right there. I think Signetti takes him for a year and runs with him. I think I thought that for a while, kind of during the season.
Aren't they just going from Mendoza to Mendoza? Isn't there another Mendoza behind that Mendoza? Yes, right.
That's true, but I don't know. I thought the Leavitt to IU thing for a while during the season since he really got hurt. So that's kind of why I throw that out there. But I could see I could see it. I could see it fit. So we'll see where he goes.
Look, there's this misconception that Skinetti just brought everybody from JMU. No, they got a ton of money, bro, and they spend the fuck out of it, and it worked. So Indiana hasn't won. Indiana couldn't fucking like place in a one-leg ass-kicking competition, bro. They were terrible for about 150 years, and now they're the number one team in the country. So just can we please, for the love of God, just start spending money like it's fucking water in Boulder? Who gives a fuck, man? The deficit, all that shit, fuck you.
What do you have to say to this guy right here?
You're right. In the grand scheme of things, my opinion doesn't mean dick. But you know what? You know what's even worse? If my opinion doesn't mean anything and you're listening to it, what does that say about you? You piece of shit.
Exactly. Exactly. Well,
here's another one of something I want you to think about. People that don't like my opinion can shampoo my crotch.
Perfect.
Yes, I think it's also a very good. That was a good comeback. Did you like that one?
Yeah, that was good. You better get ready. You got a lot of people in the chat today, seemingly talking shit. Matt, let's move forward and let's discuss this. Shedeur named starter by Kevin Stefanski for the rest of the season. What are your thoughts on this?
Smart. They should have done this from the get-go. I'd love to hear why, like the justification for why Kenny Pickett, Flacco, Captain Rub and Tug, Waterhead Gabriel, like where in the meeting room between all these really smart football people, where in the meeting room did everyone go, you know, I don't think he's the best one because of like I want Shedeur to play like I want him to turn around the Cleveland Browns and play well and just literally stick it up everyone's ass, and not in a gay way, unless you're into that, and that's cool. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
you know, and this is an opportunity for 12 to really shine, bro. And he played great last week, and I understand he's played shitty teams. He lost to the Niners. He's on a shitty team. Like, the Browns are shitty. They suck. Like, with the exception of Myles Garrett, both the tight ends. A couple of the backs are pretty. I like Junkins. Other than that, the team is everybody's replaceable. They're terrible. So I think this is a good move. It was good to see Coach Prime out there seeing his son. I was almost said coaching his son. Well, that would be weird if he was the Cleveland Brown head coach one day. I mean, Stefanski is going to get fired, so you never know. But it was cool to see him out there supporting his kid. And, you know, it's good to see Bucky on the sideline doing his thing and chasing his brother around with the camera and, you know, making him look good because it's easy because he looked good. They need to build around Shedeur, man. They finally got a franchise quarterback. The last time they did this, they fucked it up and released him. That didn't go over so well, idiots. So, yeah, bro, I think this is a good move. He's got a month to play, no playoffs. You know, give Cleveland a reason to go out at the top of the draft and trade up and get 2 tackles. You know what I'm saying? Go get, go find ways to support him and not with skill players. Please, God, don't do what CU did. Just go get him some linemen and actually run the football, and I bet you win some fucking games. And they won games in Boulder with him, but I still believe this in my heart of hearts, and he didn't have to do everything. He could have done anything. And that team that he played on arguably should have been undefeated, in my opinion, looking back on it, you know, with the talent they had and everything else. So, and that's what I said, Nebraska fans, blow me.
Shout out to the fans of the corn. Matt, we're just rapid fire the topics here. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, this
or trade him. Like, if you think Waterhead Gabriel's better, or you want to roll with Captain Rub and Tug because he's back and healthy, please, for the love of God, trade him to the Jets. Please trade him to the Jets. Please, God, trade him to the fucking Jets, because the Jets have absolutely nothing at quarterback. Like, we couldn't. You tell me Phillip Rivers is coming back to play for the Jets. I'm like, that's a good fucking idea. I think that's a great idea. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. Fuck.
I don't think they're going to play Gabriel over Shedeur again. Obviously, I mean, I think you learned your lesson.
Gabriel's not going to play anything but like a little mini piano at the fucking. Never mind.
Wow. Well, shout out to Kevin Stefanski for finally making the right decision, starting Shedeur.
Do you think he comes
got
back?
A tough stretch of games ahead of him, but I think he can certainly gain some experience, and hopefully they build around him going into next season. What were you saying?
Do you think he comes back?
Who?
Stefanski. I don't think there's a shot in hell that he returns.
Fuck no. No, because no way. No. I think it was way too much heat on him.
So here we go. Here's a question, and we'll ask Sean King this. Who do you put in Cleveland to handle the Shedeur effect, to maximize everything that they want to maximize? Because I still think Cleveland is more – I think that they'd be more enamored with making money and being popular than winning immediately. I do, because they've been so shitty for so long. Who the fuck is going to be able to – and an NFL guy too, like, is going to come in and just – you're going to try and put like the fucking the hamstring on Shedeur. That shit ain't going to work. He's going to have more power than you in the building immediately, right? The new coach, whoever it is, Shedeur's already the starter. You're going to be coming in and kissing the ring before you even do anything. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Just who the fuck is that going to be?
You think Shedeur could thrive in a system like Cliff Kingsbury's potentially?
Shit, yeah, I think Cliff Kingsbury would actually be. That's Bailey. That's a really good suggestion. I think he'd be great under Cliff. Cliff's a player coach. He's a quarterback. He's a young cat. He definitely does well, helping young quarterbacks adjust to the NFL. I know that people, like, if you think Jaden Daniels is a bust this year, you obviously haven't been watching he got fucking ran over all year. It's just a bad season. Yeah. So I think Kingsbury could be a really, really good fit, actually. Coach Neely.
Dude, what is these fucking stop? You guys gotta stop.
No
chat, man.
Shit.
Yeah, there's this other guy that says Matt would be looking up at me from the ground if I played way back in his day.
Yeah, you're right, dog. I sucked. No, you're right. I was terrible. I didn't have any aggression. I didn't play hard. I was just some fuckboy walk on. So you're right. I'd be looking up at you.
Matt, we're going to take a break. On the other side, we have Super Bowl champion Sean King joining the show to break down Tulane making the college football playoff as they are set to face Ole Miss in the first round. And Matt has some great predictions about that. I can't wait to discuss with him and Sean King, as well as Shedeur Sanders.
Where would I get that number from?
As well as Shedeur Sanders being named starter by Kevin Stefanski for the rest of the season.
Sean
we'll discuss that with Sean. I also want to get Sean's thoughts on Brennan Marion taking over as OC at Colorado.
If he could punch me through the screen, he would punch me.
If you guys are watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family here at 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage, brought to you by the Believe Network and FanDuel. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass, pro, and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
What's Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
We're back in the building, Matt. Pound the like button, subscribe, become a member if you guys are watching. We appreciate you tuning in here on this fine Tuesday. We are joined here by our main man, and I can't wait to have this man on the show. It's been long overdue to get Sean's return to the show. We are joined by our main man, Tulane legend and Super Bowl champion, our main man, Sean King, joins the show. Big King, how you doing, my man? Thank you for joining.
I mean, it feels good preparing for a college football playoff game appearance. So, a lot of people throwing rocks, but they can't get in the club.
I'm a hater. I'm jealous.
We in the club. Here's what I don't get, and I don't mean to take over the show, but I got to get shit off.
No, that's why you're here.
Oh, I can't operate. We didn't create the rules.
I know. The
college football playoff is in year 2. Last year, I didn't hear anybody up in arms because Boise got in. And they actually were extremely competitive. Like, we are the highest rated group of 5 team. How James Madison got in as well, don't hold us accountable for that. We just control Tulane.
Yeah, I don't argue. I agree with you, Sean. Matt seems to have a real issue with that.
In head-to-head, we beat the eventual ACC champion in the regular season.
Sean, what happened when you played Ole Miss head-to-head?
Well, I mean, everybody had a bad week. I mean, Alabama lost to Florida State. I mean, Miami lost to SMU, Louisville. Like, come on, everybody had a bad week. Like, y'all want to hold us accountable for our one bad week. We got food poison. We had never been to Oxford. They put us in that little hotel, that Holiday Inn with a door open right outside. But we learned our lesson. We're going to stay in New Orleans. We're going to drive over the day of the game. We go and handle business. But everybody had an off week.
Look, I hope Tulane wins. I really do, because I hate the Ole Miss Confederates. Still, is expansion the key to fixing this, or will we just bitch about 17, 18, 19, and 20? And then the other part of it is, like, if you're in the ACC or the Big 12 now, would you rather be in the Sun Belt or the Conference USA so you can get into the playoff?
Well, I think what it's going to force, I don't think the ACC will be in this predicament that often, because I think Clemson will rebound, and Florida State's a big brand, and Miami actually got in the college football playoff without even making the ACC title game. So I don't want to put ACC and Big 12 on the same platform, because I think ACC is still higher than the Big 12. To me, the Big 12's problem is this. I understand why they added Cincinnati, Houston, UCF, BYU. I get it from a financial platform. But in essence, it did kind of water down the conference from a narrative standpoint nationally. And so I think for the Texas Tech, the BYUs, anybody that's going to be one of the top tier programs in that conference, you almost got to go out and schedule a big dog, because it doesn't look like running the conference schedule in the Big 12 is going to be enough. Like, I think you're going to have to go outside and play some, get a home and home with Tennessee. Get a home and home with one of the Big 10 teams. I think that's what this is showing. And hopefully, more important, this is showing that Notre Dame, y'all got to get y'all ass in the ACC or this is going to be the start of y'all not being involved in the college football playoff, which I think is good and healthy for college football.
All right, so you brought it up. Notre Dame feels like they got screwed. Well, I'm looking at Texas A&M and Miami playing each other, both the teams you lost to. So win one of those games, and you're in the playoff. And probably that team that you beat is out. So head-to-head means something.
Mm-hmm.
Why do so many people want to act like it doesn't mean? I think that's the most important thing is head-to-head.
I think it means something if it's a team that's in the college football playoff. When it's BYU versus Texas Tech twice, Texas Tech looks like a far superior football team.
That's true.
Two solid, legitimate wins over BYU. And listen, Texas Tech's only stumble when their starting quarterback was out at Arizona State. So they have a legitimate excuse. So I think the head-to-head does matter in some ways, Matt. But I'm going to give you a way to fix it. And it's a combination of a lot of different things I've heard. I think the first thing is the schedule. I think what Joey McGuire said about not having a week 0, everybody starting to play that as week 1, having the conference championship games be Thanksgiving weekend, and then having the CFP start the weekend that we're now playing the conference championship games on makes sense because now it puts the title game either on or around January 1.
Right.
Which to me is when college football fatigue kicks in. Once we get past the 1st of January, like I'm really transitioning to NFL playoffs.
It happened last year. By the time the Final Four came around, I was like, fuck, just end this.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm going to piggyback John Gruden. To keep the significance of playing in the conference championship game, I think the other team should be forced to play each other in a winner-get-in type of format that same weekend as the conference championship game.
Playing game, yeah.
Because I would almost rather be Oregon than I would Ohio State or Indiana, because I got the rest, I got to heal up a little bit from any nicks and knacks I got. I kind of got the reset, so that mentally, that because I always tell people, especially with college kids, it's hard to have that emotional battery at full tilt every week. And so having an extra 7 days to kind of reset, relax, kind of get that thing re-energized is big, because as much as talent matters in football, execution and emotion can minimize talent differential, you know what I'm saying, when it's not met by the same fever pitch. So I think there's some ways to fix it. Will they do it? Probably not. It looks like they're making so much money on the TV side of having it extend to when it is that they won't do the right thing, because historically the NCAA has proven they're not trustworthy to do the right thing.
I hope the players strike. Bailey?
Sean, let me ask you, Tulane faces Ole Miss rematch. What are your expectations for that game? You seem a lot more confident than Matt is in this game. 17.5-point underdogs. Any shot that Tulane can get the upset here in round 1?
It's not an upset.
Well, Matt certainly said what I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be more competitive.
Upsets happen in movies like Hoosiers, like the kid that never could. You talking about a Tulane program that just beat USC with the reigning Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams at quarterback. And you're not talking about this upstart program. We've been to 4 AAC title games in a row. We've won 2 of them. Put some respect on our name. We're not some, ooh, boy, this is a great story. We're not going to ever talk about this team again. Like, this is 4 years in the making. Like, we are a legit top 25 college football program that understood the race. And we won the race based as it's currently construed. Be the highest rated group of 5 teams. So we're in there. We're not walking in Oxford, Mississippi, thinking that we're an underdog. We're going to kick ass.
I think it's going to be extremely competitive.
Okay, so then how are you going to make up 35 points?
Well, I told you they food poisoned us.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Food poisoning. God.
Oxford only got 2 good hotels, dog. Ole Miss stay in a good one, and they put the visiting team that don't know any better in the little bootleg Holiday Inn. No offense to Holiday Inn. If you want to sponsor 0 to 60 with Matt and
cool.
Bailey, they definitely. If you want to give me free stays for life, I'll come stay at your place.
Hey,
but you got to admit,
y'all
are one of the high-end brands where you do have properties where the door opens outside, and it's 2025. So, I mean, we fell for the banana in the tailpipe. We're not going to do it again. We are going to Oxford to win the game. No other reason.
All right, so if Tulane upsets Ole Miss, or if Tulane beats Ole Miss, excuse me, and Madison beats Oregon, is there any chance both teams win on the road in Oxon and Confederate land?
I think Oregon's a greater hill to climb. Also because I don't know that JMU's played that caliber of opponent this year. So they could get overwhelmed by the environment, by the level of talent. People think I'm just being a homer, but understand this. We've been there already. So it's not an unknown for this year's team. We know where we're going. We know what we're up against. We feel really good that this time is going to be different. Like people always talk about this, and I tell people this. Sometimes you don't know how you're going to react in a certain situation until you get in that situation. And Matt will tell you there have been times where all of a sudden before the game you can't breathe. Like you feel this tingly feeling like, man, what the hell is wrong with me? Like I ain't never sometimes the environment overwhelms you. And I think that's the good thing for us is we've played there already. So we know what to expect. We know where the visiting locker rooms are. We understand the crowd noise. I think we have a strategic advantage. And listen, Summerall's going to do both. He's going to coach Florida and coach Tulane. And fortunately for us, we elevated our offensive coordinator, Will Hall, to head coach permanently. It's a lot of what is Golden the permanent head coach at Ole Miss or just the college football playoff?
Yeah, he's
permanent.
Okay, well, we got love in our locker room and building. I still don't feel like that's a trusting environment.
Well, I would say not.
Lane went from either get on the plane with me or you're not going to have a job. Those guys got on the plane to kind of trying to save his public image and telling those guys they can go back.
You can go back.
Just to update you, there's nobody that stayed that's looking at their partner the same way. Like every time one of those guys is coming back, every time they see them isolated with one of the good players, you know what I'm saying? They kind of having a conversation and they get quiet when you walk by. Like all of that energy.
Like, hey, you want to come play Tulane?
Right. Like it's a lot of that going on. Don't think Lane ain't petty enough to go put some moles back in the Ole Miss locker room.
I'd be mad at him if he didn't do it.
Right. Yeah. So we're not dealing with all of that. All our energy is good.
Super Bowl champion and the great Sean King joining us here. Tulane, famous Sean King. He is the Green Wave. All right. So look. I love the playoff. More football's cool. I agree that they should move up the schedule and get some things worked out so you don't open the transfer portal in the middle of the playoff. And I don't want coaches to be able to leave in the middle of the season and just be able to just wait until the end of the year and then do all that. You can get fired. That's not what I'm talking about, but you can't leave. Hopefully they'll fix all these. There's another thing I really want them to fix before we get into Shedeur. If you bring up the bracket again, Bailey, please. I'm looking at Oklahoma's got hosting fucking Alabama in Norman in a playoff game, maybe in the snow. How much revenue is that going to bring? How many eyes? A&M's hosting Ole Miss. My man Trey Zune's calling out the pass rushers, telling them it ain't shit. We'll see. That's going to be a hell of a battle. Can't wait. Trey, get your mind right, dog, because them pass rushers from Miami are real. But so are you, 6-0, so let's go. A&M's going to be rocking. How much revenue is that going to bring? Oxon and Oregon. Oregon gets the 5 seed. They got to be pumped. They get a home playoff game. They got the easiest road to the fucking Final Four, just like Ohio State did last year. Even Confederate land gets complimented, and they get a home playoff game, and Tulane gets to come back, and all the revenue there, okay? But then when whoever wins has to go to 4 bowl destinations where all these teams that got buys don't get home playoff games. Why isn't this switched? Why isn't Oklahoma and Alabama playing in the Rose Bowl and Oregon and James Madison playing in the Cotton Bowl or the Orange Bowl or wherever the fuck, and Ole Miss and Tulane playing in the Sugar and fucking Texas and Miami playing in the Fiesta? Why are the top 4 seeds not getting home playoff games and the lower seeds are? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
I'm sure their argument would be it's impossible to reserve the facilities that far out because you don't know. So, I mean,
then why the attachment to the bowl games? Look, bro, old school college football is dead. Bowl games are dead. They're dead. No one gives a shit. Like, I'll watch some of the cool bowl games, some of the good matchups, but no one cares. If you're an NFL player, if I was coming out right now and I have a draft grade, I'm not playing in the bowl game, dog. I'm not trying to get hurt and get all fucked up in Jalen Smith before I go to the goddamn league. You do the same thing, Sean. So,
well, I wouldn't. Don't speak for me. I wouldn't. But
okay, that's fair.
And I want to talk about that for a second because
I hate that they've killed everything that I loved about college football, and now it's just all about money.
Right, and I agree. There is no rational answer they can give for how they set this thing up from a where the games will be hosted standpoint. There's none, because some of these teams that play neutral championship game situations, they really screwed. They might have been on the road the last 2 weeks, then they went.
That's true.
Right. They just, okay, man, we top 4 seed, but we get no benefit, from the monetary side. So this is all a cluster stroke. I do want to say one thing, and I want to make this point clear. College sports is supposed to be about the process that leads to your senior class having the most memorable year of their life. And this is the part of this that I don't think enough people have focused on. Like Notre Dame, you're not going to the bowl game. What about those seniors? Iowa State, you lost Matt Campbell. K-State, you lost Klein. What about those seniors? That bowl game is a reward for all the hard work, the dedication, the sacrifice that they've given to that university.
It's your last month together with your boys.
Yeah. Right. Like, y'all taking pictures. The bowl room is unbelievable from a gift standpoint. Like, you get a whole nother wardrobe full of gear. Like, this is gear that you're gonna wear a decade from now when your school is playing. You're gonna still,
I got an EV1.net fucking Houston Ball sweatshirt upstairs, dog.
Right. Like, this is the part of college athletics that, even though it's becoming more like pro sports, it still isn't pro sports. And I think there needs to be a sensitivity to some of the organic, fundamental, foundational things that make it great. And celebrating your seniors is one. You talked about getting fired. I would say to implement a rule that you can't fire a coach without cause before the end of the season.
I'd be cool with that. I just don't know how they're going to do it.
I know, because all this moving around is because once Penn State makes the move, now anybody else is thinking about getting rid of their sitting head coach. They don't want the top candidates to know that they aren't open as well. And so now you get this trickle down, and we just got a whole, college football landscape of who knows who's where. Like right now, as locked in as we are, we probably couldn't name all the new head coaches and who took their spot. And we're not even in January 1 yet.
Not a shot now.
Like, it's crazy. But, I mean, they should change it. I think the more people talk about it, that's why I wanted to make sure I brought it up, because it is important. Like,
it is.
Sabotaging, I think even at Iowa State or Kansas State, one of those, the seniors voted to go to the bowl game, but the underclassmen voted not to.
Yep.
Come on, man. You owe it to those guys. A lot of those guys are never going to play football again in their life.
Well, and if I'm glad you brought that up. Now we live in an era where everybody is, Sean. Everybody's acting like they're about to go play in the NFL and they're special and they need to get paid more and they're this and they're that. Look, man, I thought I was a pretty good college player. I was undrafted. I signed for $3,500 and I had to fucking change positions in the league to get my pension. So, like, there's fucking great players all over the country every year that never play again. And I cherish the bowl game. Like, we got fucking rolled in the Big 12 title game by number 1 Oklahoma when I was a senior. I didn't want that to be our last game. I'm glad we got to go play again. So I wish they could figure this out.
And to your point, man, I fell, in my opinion, in the draft. I thought for sure I was going to be a first-round pick. I ended up going in the second round, the 50th pick. But even in my situation, and listen, we were a situation where Tommy Bowden, we won the I think it was Conference USA at the time. Right? This was before we had morphed into AAC. This one, it was still Louisville, Syracuse, Houston, BYU. It was a big-time conference, at least for that level. And Tommy Bowden left, but the rest of the staff stayed. I still look back and not regrets, but things that I would do different. I wish I had a few more conversations that I allowed to go 10, 15 minutes longer with some of my guys. I wish I had taken more pictures. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I had, taken pictures with some of the other seniors' families, and that kind of thing. Like, I say that to say this to any collegiate athlete that's listening right now. Stop trying to rush the process. Stop trying to rush the process, man. Embrace the moment. Sean. Man, really take time to just soak in, like, how special this process is. And because I'm telling you, when you're done playing, you're done, dog. Football ain't like basketball where you can go to the G League for a couple years.
No.
You go to Europe and make a living. This ain't baseball. They can kick you down to AAA or AA. Man, this football, dog, when it's over, it's over.
It is over.
And it'll hit you.
So, man, enjoy your moments.
And Sean can attest to this even better than me. The NFL, for as awesome as it is, to be part of that fraternity and be vested and all that shit and to know everybody and everybody's hugs and kisses, it's awesome. But it doesn't hold a candle to the relationships and the brotherhood from college. It just doesn't.
It doesn't because you're not really friends with
your
a lot
colleagues,
of NFL teammates. Like,
yeah, your colleagues.
Like y'all started in a one bedroom with two twin-sized beds, like with a communal bathroom in the middle of the hall, dog.
Been listening to them fart in the middle of the night, like, what the fuck, Sam?
to get into your, like, third year where you can move off campus and now you got a 3-bedroom apartment, like, come on. Like, that's a different environment. Like, when you get to the league, like, people got families and kids.
Yeah.
Like, you come to work and, like, your only expectation is that everybody wants you to do your job.
And then I want to go home.
Do your job. When the meeting's over, man, guys go home, man. They got families, kids. Like, yeah, certain groups will be tight, but it's not the same. Like, okay, practice is over. We're gonna go hang out. Let's go sit out on the stoop and look at nah. Enjoy it. All you college athletes out there, enjoy it. Take pictures. Really get to know your teammates. Like, cause man, you got a lot of life to live, dog. You never know. McChesney, somebody on defense could have took time to just talk to him one day. And they may be in a new company where they're trying to figure out, like, what mechanisms that Matt used to get, his company to be successful. And,
literally, bro.
Yeah.
Literally everything Sean's talking about is truth. I just signed partnership with the Squire Sports Management. Mm-hmm. It's ran by Clay Barnett and Chad Brown. Mm-hmm. How do you think I know them? Clay's Gary's son, and Chad played at CU forever and is a 15-year vet. Like, everybody I know in the NFL, everybody I know that's coaching played in the NFL, knew a guy, knows a guy. This is about relationship building, and if you don't have any of that when you're in college, you're not going to get it in the NFL. The NFL is like the icing on the cake. College is where you really build the relationships. And look, kids are different these days. They're different because the adults allowed it. Mm-hmm. They would be the exact same as us back in the day if we actually had some rules and regulation and shit on this. And as a guy who does this for a living, there's no rules, there's no regulation. It is literally the Wild West, and I don't think it's beneficial. And I'm in the middle of it. So, but there's nobody to call. Like, if Sean and I are at practice in the league, and coach decides to go 90 minutes over practice,
so be it.
And it happens like 3 or 4 times in a row. I can walk up to the player rep and be like, yo, you need to make a phone call, dog. This is some bullshit. There is not a fucking soul on earth that you can, in a college situation, walk up and go, who do we complain to? Who do we, like, air grievances to? How do we get shit changed? How do they change that, Sean? Do they have to strike?
Well, here would be my point of caution for all of these student athletes. Before you decide to become an employee, when you become an employee, your behavior has real consequences now. And they all come and start with that pocket. So as Matt's saying, we have a voice. We have a union that can collectively bargain, like, all of these things. Also, your ass is late. You ain't in class. Like, it ain't that morning condition. And, hey, it's coming out that check.
Brandon Ayuk just lost $26 million.
Right. I'm just you think you want to be unionized, and there's an argument for being unionized, but I'm just telling you, you're gonna be held accountable to a much higher level if you do that than the grace that normal 18, 19-year-olds are given when they get to college.
Yeah, they're not going to fine your NIL check based on how much you made. Everybody's fine's the same. If I forget my playbook, I still owe 13.5, just like the guy who's making $100 million and I'm on League Men.
Yeah.
So be careful.
Shit happens fast.
Sean, can't thank you enough for joining, man. Let's move into Colorado Buffaloes football coverage here. I want to get your thoughts on Colorado.
I got time today too, so I set aside a full 2 hours for y'all. I don't know how long y'all going.
Nice, man.
We appreciate you joining. Brennan Marion, hired as offensive coordinator at CU, takes over for Pat Shurmur, brings the go-go offense to Boulder, and I'm excited to see what that looks like with Julian Lewis at quarterback. What are your expectations, thoughts on the hire? He leaves the head job at Sac State, which tells me in my gut that eventually he's going to take over for Deion at some point. I just don't think you leave a head job unless that's on the table at some point. What are your thoughts on this hire?
Well, the only communication I've had with Brennan is congrats, champ. And I just say that for context. I've known Brennan for a while. We were both coaching. I met him in 2016, so I'm very familiar with his story. I've seen his grind to get to where he's at now. He was here in Las Vegas the last couple of years. He actually was the one that recruited and decided to start the quarterback that's at USC now. The Polynesian kid, Jordan, I think.
Maiava?
Yeah, Maiava.
He's a fucking stud, that kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, proven track record, from the outside looking in, and just based on my experience, this is probably the most difficult situation an OC can ever be put in. Not just the Colorado, but I'm talking about the particulars around where Colorado's at. I'm coming in, I'm not getting to bring all of my guys on offense. So the first thing I got to do is make sure that I teach my system to the position coaches on offense that are being retained. Second thing that's happened, the guys that are being taught, are they all in on learning this system? Or is it something where they want me to mix and match what they have been doing with what I want to do? Thirdly, from a personnel standpoint, I know what it takes to run this system effectively. Does that match up with their idea of what they want their position to look like? Like, there are a lot of things that go on when you bring a coordinator in, but he doesn't bring his guys on offense with him. Not saying that you can't overcome them, but I'm just trying to be honest about what I've experienced. So there's some things that's got to be worked through there. Is Coach Prime going to get him full autonomy? Like, from what players we're getting on offense. Hey, Coach, I know you said I could only bring this guy, but listen, I don't think this guy's a really good fit. Can we replace him? Like, how much autonomy does Brennan have?
Why would he take the job if he has to ask permission rather than forgiveness?
Well, because I think sometimes when you have never been a head coach, you take a job that you realize is just a mountain that you really, if you get a chance to go somewhere else, you're going to make a different decision. Sac State, although they've had an influx of capital for their level, that's a full-time job. Now, that's you having to worry about enough towels in the locker room for the guys to shower. Like, how are we getting to this game? It's a lot when you go to a program like that. It's not just I got to deal with alums and the board and I got to make sure I'm coaching my coach. Like, it's a lot of stuff, that goes with that kind of job. And, like, if you look at Sac State, I think they only got 2 games scheduled next year.
Yeah, the Big Sky. Look, there's a Big Sky school in Colorado right up the street in UNC, and they're not even close to being, like, on the same level as Sac State from a funding perspective. And it's hard to operate there. It's hard to recruit. It's hard to get people to go to the games. And Sac State's at the upper level of the Big Sky with Montana. Well, no one's really on their level, but with the other schools there, and it's still hard. I mean, he wouldn't have left it if he didn't see an advantage.
For example, for your people that are listening, he's having to fight with just having enough food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, if they trying to do continental breakfast, he like, nah, man, we need grits, eggs, sausage, bacon. Continental is for in between breakfast and lunch.
You put salt or sugar in your grits.
Salt. Come on, man.
Salt, my man. Yeah, that's right.
Sugar for oatmeal, dog.
Sugar, you don't sugar grits?
Nah, that ain't grits. That's cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat. Good point, Sean.
I do think that this has the chance to be really successful, but then I think back and I know this for a fact, they're going to be replacing upwards of 60 guys in the transfer portal. I don't that it seems to me like that's a recipe for a disaster, but at the same time, this is transfer portal U, and everybody is. So are we overblowing the influx of players and 60 new heads? Is that being overblown? Is that kind of a dead thing now in the transfer portal era?
I think when you look at the really good teams, Texas Tech probably is the only one. Like if you look at all 12 teams in the college football playoff, the core group of guys on that team were recruited there. Now they've gone out and filled this deficiency and that deficiency with guys, but you got to think those budgets allow them to only go get the top guys, like the guy that's been playing at a MAC school that's leading the conference in sacks, like the guy that's playing at a Big Ten top tier team that doesn't like to throw the football, so we're gonna go snatch that receiver. Like Indiana took the quarterback and the receiver from Cal, who both you could tell had potential to be great. Like so, the position Colorado's in and why it's difficult is they're not getting the cream of the crop. They're having to take that 5-star out of high school that didn't get on the field at Alabama and Georgia. And listen, Kirby Smart, especially Georgia's not in the business of not playing talented football players. That means that kid has baggage, whether it be emotional immaturity, whether it be a lack of commitment to playing the game the right way from an output standpoint. Like it's always something. And so when you got to get too many of those guys, they're liable to take over your culture more so than your culture takes over them. So like if you ask Coach Sanders if he would do it the same way, I think he would adjust his approach from the beginning and not be so aggressive in that nothing that's here is championship caliber. I got to go out and get it. Like at a place like Colorado, and Matt, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I've been in the game a long time. I've been a lot of different places. When your state does not have an abundance of top tier high school talent, I mean across the board, all positions, the in-state talent that you have to put a fence around it. Because generally those kids are emotionally attached to university. It's not just a monetary thing. Like they have dads or granddads or uncles or cousins or somebody attached to the flagship program in the state. And that's going to be where you sustain it. Like that's 25 kids every year on your roster that are getting older that really love Colorado.
You want to hear something disgusting? The top 30 in Colorado this year going to BYU, Kansas State, UCLA, Michigan, USC, not including Breck because he's a Colorado kid. He was just a Florida guy because he's an IMG. Not one went to Boulder. They didn't even recruit him.
And see, that's a problem. And listen, I know a lot of the guys there at Colorado. I know a lot of those guys personally. I've worked with a bunch of them, and a lot of them come from the South. And so they've grown up watching Georgia, watching Florida, watching Texas high school football. You gotta adjust when you're at a place like Colorado because
it's not 5 degrees in November in Athens, dog. It's 5 degrees in Manhattan, Kansas, and Boulder, though.
Right.
And I watched the game against Kansas State this year, and every one of the CU guys is dressed up like a snowman. Like I know we were in all white, but they are fucking decked, hoodies,
sleeves,
everything. Like, oh my god, it's cold. Yeah. I'm out there like this is awesome. It's 5 degrees. Woo!
and I'll be honest. I just think I would rather have a 3-star kid that's all in with UC, with Colorado, with the program, with the tradition, with the history, than I would a 5-star that just came for the money and the hopes that well-off media is going to create like some kind of marketing opportunities for him off the field. Like, because you get too many of those guys. And listen, I feel comfortable saying this because I watch the games. And that's what they got. And when you're in that portal, like them kids not gonna change because they don't care if they ever come back to Colorado when they leave.
Never. They're never gonna come back and
they know they're there for 1 year.
Hey, let's work together thing. Never.
Right. So it gets difficult to hit a home run every year with 25 plus transfer kids. It's almost impossible.
Oil money.
It's almost
impossible. Oil money. Or like we need I need somebody in Denver, okay, that owns a dispensary that's selling dope, like stacking 2 into 4 and 4 into mo.
Right.
Just, I don't give a fuck. If that's the way we got to fund the program, damn it, that's the way we got to fund the program.
And Matt, Texas Tech is probably the poster child now.
Oil money, dog.
But here's the context on Texas
We got
Tech.
green oil. They got black oil. Well, we got to figure this out.
Hey, here's the context, though, on why Texas Tech has worked. It's not because they have money. It's because they hired a long-tenured, extremely accomplished Texas high school football coach who knows every coach in that state, who can do the background on the kids they're about to pay. Like, so they know what they're getting, like truly know what they're getting. Like, they look like a well-coached, like, team is committed to Texas Tech. Like, all them guys are like, they're going to be going back 10 years from now. Like, they look like they all in. Colorado don't look like that. They look like they got some hired mercenaries.
Yep. And look, I think Texas Tech, don't be surprised if Texas Tech's playing for the Natty. Their defense is real. All right, let's talk about Shedeur real quick with Sean and get out of here.
Sean, Kevin Stefanski named Shedeur starter for the rest of the season. What are your expectations? You said on JB's show you expect or hope that they would build around Shedeur as the starter. What are your expectations for him being the starter the rest of the season? He's got a gauntlet of games coming up, to say the least, but some development ahead, hopefully. What are your thoughts?
So I'm gonna become Andrew Berry for a second, because I want my opinion to understand the prism that I'm talking through. First thing I would do was call Shedeur in my office and say, listen, you're our franchise quarterback. We made a mistake. As I look back on our evaluation, there's no way that I was unbiased, because Dylan Gabriel isn't close to being as good of an NFL prospect at quarterback as Shedeur Sanders is.
Not even close.
Like, it's not even close. Like, that's an egregious selection by Cleveland to take him in the 3rd round. I would say the reason I'm telling you this is 2 things have happened. One, I think you've been humbled in some ways. And not humbled from an embarrassment standpoint, but humbled from the point where now you see how fleeting these opportunities can be. And I think we're getting the best version of you because you're playing with a chip on your shoulder. You're playing with your back against the wall. You're playing like a guy that knows he got to go out and this may be his only shot. Whereas before, I think a lot of Shedeur's games where Deion's the coach, that's my dad. I can do what I want to do. I can ad lib. If it don't work, it don't work. There's no way I'm getting benched. And I say that because the way Deion handled Caden Slater, he never thought about handling Shedeur like that. Remember, Slater played an average game against Georgia Tech, and all of a sudden he was splitting reps in week 2 in live action. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
And that gives a level of entitlement to the quarterback, even if it's not intentional. So as I'm talking to Shedeur, I was like, how do you feel about Deshaun Watson? Because, see, here's why I feel like Cleveland has a huge advantage. I think Deshaun and Shedeur get along really well. And Shedeur is such a high-level celebrity that I think he has the mental toughness to have somebody like Deshaun as his backup. And I think Deshaun's at a point in his career after the injuries where he'd be cool being the backup and just helping Shedeur, because he's getting that paper still. That bag is still coming. And I say that because the organization is better if they don't cut Deshaun until next year than if they cut him this year. And now I go out and I say, we got a lot of holes on this team where we got to fill. And I'm going to start doing it. I think Shedeur's shown enough in, 2-3 starts and the half a game against Baltimore that he's a competent prospect at quarterback in the National Football League. I'm not saying he's a franchise quarterback yet. I'm not saying that he can go out and play terrible the rest of the year. But I'm saying he shows the composure. He shows the talent. He shows the demeanor that you look for in a quarterback that can win you games in that league. And that's something Cleveland hadn't had for a long time, y'all. We're not talking about elite quarterback play. So I'm going to rock with Shedeur, and I'm going to build around him. And guess what? Because he's on a team-friendly deal, if at the end of next year, I feel like after all the sample size will be 17 starts next year if he stays healthy, probably going to end up with 7 starts this year. That'll be 24 starts. He'll be at the end of his second year in a 3-year deal 5th rounders get.
Something like that.
something like that, right? And we
You
can
better
make
pay
it.
this man.
But we can make a decision. Either we extend Shedeur and he's our guy, or we can move on from Shedeur and Deshaun Watson. Because we'll have enough information at that time, and the Deshaun Watson contract won't just completely handicap us. So I think Cleveland's actually in a really good spot if they navigate it, the way I just described.
All right, so Stefanski's not going to come back. I would imagine he's not going to come back. He's especially after the.
Yeah, what do you think about that? That was my question.
Let me stop you there.
Like, who's if it's not Stefanski, who is the right fit to coach Shedeur and this team moving forward?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the only pushback I would give right there. Because internally I'm saying Shedeur gets all of next year. I would rather keep Stefanski for another year than force Shedeur and our entire offense to learn a brand new system. I want to see what they can do when they can spend this entire offseason, self-scouting. What did we do good? What didn't we do good? How can we improve on this?
Guy.
Right. How can we layer this offense to have a presentation that makes us productive next year, and then see where that goes. And then at the end of next year, if the shit ain't working, then I'm cleaning house. Everybody gone. Everybody but the owner. I'm firing the secretary, the security guard, like everybody. We're just gonna clean it up. But I think Shedeur's best chance to be successful next year is to stay in the same system and not have to spend a new system learning a whole new the offseason learning a whole new system.
Gotcha.
How about that one?
Nah. Deion got some. I love Deion. Like, y'all understand, me and Deion had the same agent, Eugene Parker. I've known Deion for a long time. We both Florida boys.
Ain't happening.
He's still growing as a head coach.
Yes, he is.
If he's going to stay and continue to coach, I think Colorado's the best spot for him. Because now I think he's well aware of maybe some things that he would have done different. I think if he wants to continue to be a head coach, you're going to see a much more mature, a much more less petty, less sensitive version of coach than you've seen. Like when it comes to dealing with the media, when it comes to like being so extravagant every time I get in front of the microphone, like he sees now, okay, that creates interest. But at the end of the day, what we do behind the scenes, the work we put in, the culture that we build, the discipline that we have that's real, the accountability, like the adjustments in game, like clock management, like he sees all that stuff is what ultimately determines wins and losses. So you can make everybody watch, but boy, what are they going to see when they look? And so that's why I feel like you're going to get the best version of Deion Sanders this upcoming offseason if he remains the head coach there.
Sean King spitting fucking fire on a Tuesday here on 6-0 or on 0 to 60. King, best of luck to the Tulane Green Wave, bro. I am praying to the god of skinny punks that they fucking win. I despise Ole Miss. The Confederates can kick rocks. Let's hope that happens. So that would be pretty kick-ass. So any final words before we get you out of here, my friend?
Yeah, my big guy been trying to get me down to Boulder, man. I got to make sure that I'm safe when I come. So I'll let you know.
Just let me know, dog. I got your back.
Yeah, I'm going to come down there and maybe go hunting with my guy 99. So I don't know if I want to tell too many people because the prime sexuals cannot differentiate between advice and criticism. So
no,
I know
they
some
cannot.
of them still in their feelings with me. Listen, I don't want no smoke. If I think you're being aggressive to me, I'm gonna call the police. It's well known my public stance.
I already know.
Unless you want to go to jail, then don't show me no aggression in public. But
and don't fuck with Sean King because I'm gonna be his bodyguard and then I'm gonna have to eat you.
Happy holidays to everybody. Shout out to my guy Brennan Marion and the opportunity that he has there. And listen, man, shout out to you guys. You guys, see, this is the great thing about Prime. Prime not only creates opportunities for him and his family to make money,
everywhere,
but he creates energy where, if you're smart and you got a business mind, you can put a couple nickels in your pocket. Yeah, so shout out to the whole Colorado Buff Nation. And happy holidays, man.
Scared money don't make money. That's for damn sure.
Exactly.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family, brother. Talk soon.
Thanks for having me.
Let's go, Tulane.
Exactly. Shout out to Sean King. Happy holidays to Big King, Tulane legend, Super Bowl champion.
Like, what
Great
are the
friend.
chances actually of Tulane or James Madison getting a win? Like, I don't see James
I'll be
Madison
honest.
being able to beat Oregon, bro.
My stance did not change from yesterday. I think Tulane has a legitimate shot and is going to compete in this game. James Madison, on the other hand, I've watched them all season. I've gambled on them a lot this season. They're fun to watch, but I like their quarterback, Zoe, but I think Oregon is going to blow them out of the water, especially at home.
Does Oregon have the easiest road?
But I think that's the blowout there, and I think Tulane keeps it close, personally.
Does Oregon have the 5 seed has the easiest road in this tournament? So they host JMU. They have to go to Lubbock. That's
I think they lose.
If you're going to go to Lubbock, to Bloomington, or excuse me, they have a neutral site game against Texas Tech. Sorry. So that's
true. You're right.
You have to think like Oregon just played Texas Tech 2 years ago in Lubbock and won. That was with Bo Nix, and that was a close game. It was 2 years ago, I understand, but it was still McGuire. And then if they win that game, they get a rematch with fucking Indiana, right? Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Or do they play Georgia? It goes Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana, Texas Tech. Right?
It also depends on seeding, Matt. So
do they reseed? I don't think they reseed. They just go straight. So it'll be James Madison. It'll be James Madison, Texas Tech, Indiana.
Georgia.
You win those 3 games, you're in the Natty. They almost beat Indiana at home. That'll be a revenge game. It's hard to beat a team twice. I think they're probably better than Texas Tech on a neutral site. In Lubbock, I might think differently, and I think they're going to hammer James Madison. So, fuck, man, it's like King said. I'd rather get the 5 seed than go to. That's crazy because conference championships are like at the beginning of the season. Yeah, you want to play for a national title, but really you want to win your conference. Like that's the main goal, and that's not the main goal anymore. That's fucking nuts, dude. You
gotta think about it though, Matt. If you can't win your conference, you don't get a bye. Like don't you not get a bye though? And you're trying to play. Yeah, ideally, you're still playing for that bye. You're thinking you're in a Power 4 conference. You're playing for the bye ultimately. Is it not? Because if you're a Power 4 and you don't get in, or like if you're the ACC right now, it's a massive either failure or disappointment or frustration. Because you're thinking in my head, I'm like, why? If you're the Power 4, aren't you playing for a bye at that point?
Isn't it like more of a scheduling and number of teams in your conference problem? Because like in the ACC, Duke didn't play Miami. They only played Virginia at the end of the year. Georgia Tech didn't play anybody. Like none of these teams played each other. So it's going to be hard to like figure out, like in the Big Ten, Indiana didn't play Michigan. Ohio State didn't play Indiana in the regular season. Like Oregon didn't play Ohio State. Oregon didn't play Michigan. Like it seems to me like maybe, just maybe, greed's gotten the better of us and there's too many goddamn teams in all these conferences. And like you don't have divisions, so it's all stockpiled at the top of the fucking conference. It's
now, right? Well, you know what Alabama and teams are doing? They're changing their like non-conference schedule.
Yeah, to play fucking
instead of having Ohio State, Texas, I mean the schools are changing. Like Alabama's changing their
future. Got to be UTSA, Texas. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So that's because non-conference is supposed to mean something, and at least good games. Like I love the fact that Michigan went to Norman. I love the fact that Texas went to Ohio State. I want to see those games, bro. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that A&M went to Notre Dame. Like, I love the fact that Notre Dame went to Miami. Now, Notre Dame is a totally different situation because, look, and I've already sent this to Harris and Bruton because they're both fucking smug Notre Dame guys. Ryan Harris and David Bruton, if you don't know who that is, that Google them. They win. But like they still don't think that they need to be in a fucking conference. And maybe this is just the enigma, but if you don't go undefeated or just lose one game at Notre Dame, you're not getting in. If you have 2 losses, especially to a team that's about to get in, you're not getting in. So if you're Notre Dame, and now the bad blood with the ACC, because there's definitely some bad blood there now, it's all in the news. Do you go to the Big Ten? Do you go to the ACC, or do you? Because Notre Dame can pick their conference. Why wouldn't Notre Dame
go
win
to a conference? I'm gonna be honest. They were just in the national.
Wouldn't you go to the ACC or the Big 12 so you can just dominate the fucking conference and never lose a conference title game again and go to the playoff every year?
No, I think they're gonna keep, like you said. I think they enjoy not being in a conference, and I think now with this rule that came out, it basically came out that if they're in the top 12 next year, they will be in. So,
well, they are going to 14 next year, right?
Or if it goes, when it expands, so they're automatically in if they're in the top 12. So that's an interesting.
I don't like the
that's
fact.
What that personally, that and then being in the Natty Net last year is what tells me they won't go to conference. We'll see.
It really pisses me off that they don't have to play a conference title game. Like everybody else has got rules, and then these motherfuckers don't have to abide by the rules because they're Notre Dame. It makes me hate them even more than I already hate them. And I think they're the smuggest bunch of fucks on earth, and listening to them complain makes me happy. I'm glad you're complaining. Fuck your team.
Yeah. I don't think they join a conference. We'll see.
Well, if they do, he's come to the Big 12 so we can play Notre Dame, Colorado every year. That would be dope.
If they join a conference, it's going to be like the American or something, and they'll dominate every year. Like,
why the fuck would they go to the American? They're not going to go to the American conference.
They're going to pick like, it's not going to be a Power Four.
It's not going to be equal with their TV deal with NBC.
I don't know. They're going to be something. It's going to be something unique to Notre Dame.
Their TV deal with NBC has been compromised because now the Big Ten's on the NBC. So they're not just the only pony on that show anymore. If they're going to leave for a conference, the conference has got to bring in minimum what they get from NBC, which I'm assuming is a fucking ton.
Yeah, that is definitely.
I love how when they needed a conference, they got to go in one, and now they don't need one anymore. But college football needs them to be in one, and they still won't go. So when COVID hit and you needed a conference, you sure did jump in the ACC real quick and go win it. But then when college football says, man, we need you in a conference, you're like, no, I'm too good for it. Now you're just smug as fuck. Pieces of shit.
Shout out to Notre Dame. Folks, 0 to 60 premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. What a show today. We had Super Bowl champion, Tulane legend, Sean King joining the show.
Do you know what happens to Rudy, everyone?
Well, Matt,
Rudy gets his ass beat, and everybody runs a train on his girlfriend, and he transfers. Portal's open for Rudy right now.
Why? All right. Yeah,
it's true. I didn't make the rules.
Shout out to Charlie Offerdahl. Shout out to anyway.
I didn't say Charlie was. I said Rudy.
Oh yeah, but I'm just anyway. Matt, it's here to 60 premier show, Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. Shout out to Super Bowl champion Sean King for joining the show, giving us the insight on Tulane. Maybe pushing the thoughts and perspectives of Matt and I on Tulane a little bit in the college football playoff. Maybe not on Matt. We'll see. We'll discuss.
I hope so. Please, Tulane beat the Confederates. Please, God.
I think it's gonna be a competitive game to say the least. Matt, we'll be back on Thursday here on 0 to 60. Any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Let's see here. Philip Rivers was playing college football in 2000, and now he's about to start.
I was even born. Yeah,
that is makes me feel like a real shitty football player. Like fuck. I only played for 20 years. This guy's playing until he's fucking 50. Something's got to give. Like, I'm not saying I want him to go brain dead Barry, but at the same time, if you get your ass fucking blown up, dog, and you go to sleep, that's probably what comes with being 40 fucking 4 and trying to play goddamn quarterback.
We appreciate the super chat. We're not always going to get to it, especially when we have a Super Bowl fucking champion on the show, but we appreciate the donation.
Hey, after the game, dog, we appreciate you. You ain't got to yell at Bailey. Don't fucking disrespect my guy.
We appreciate the donation, your loyal support, bro. But yeah, Philip Rivers. I mean, any shot of success with Philip Rivers, Matt?
No. Then somebody asked, why not play 3? Is that Richardson's number?
No.
Richardson was 5, right?
5, yeah, and 15 at Florida. So
we know why Richardson can't play.
Well, that's one of your favorite players right now, Matt. He snapped us up.
Why not play 40 and over football? Because I played 20-year-old football. If I played 40 and over year football.
Insulting question is that to you, Matt?
Well, first of all, if I got to go do it, I could do it for maybe a half before the morphine wears off, because I'm going to be high as a kite when I go out there if I have to do it. And I'm taping everything up. And for somebody's getting fucked up real bad. Like I'm playing 3 technique and guard. So if you want to come down in there, and I'm not chasing the ball, I'm going to stand around because there's no film. I'm going to fuck up somebody real bad, and then I'm going to go sit on the sideline because I'm going to start to feel like shit, and then it's over. So yeah, I don't. It's just like Sean King said, there ain't no old man league. Like every time I see old dudes playing like tackle football and killing each other, I'm like, this is not productive. This
You ever
is
see those videos
Yes.
of the
I have seen
semi-pro, and there's like the 60-year-old cat out there. I'm like,
back walks and fucking
yeah,
people
it's like Thursdays. I'm like, oh god. Like, anyway, that's interesting question.
No, that sounds absolutely fucking terrible. Like, it sounds worse than me yelling at you to push the sled. By the way, it's Tuesday. This morning we had the fucking family in this morning, and there was a couple new guys, and about halfway through the sleds, one of the new guys just looks at me and he's like, and I'm like, you better get your shit together, bro. This is not a fuck around.
Getting after it, 6-year academy, business booming, and man, I don't know. I just see more and more.
Hey, this guy's really good, apparently. If I had to play him back in the day, I'd have 80-year-old knees. If you're so good, why do you have an anonymous account? Don't you want to like tell everybody who you are? Who are you?
No,
I'm just saying.
That's
Usually
one
when
of those
you're
anonymous people you love on, like just like
I love
Twitter,
anonymous
people. That's another one of those anonymous.
They're my favorite. Anonymous motherfuckers are the best. Yeah. Like, for example, like the guy who told me I was a personal trainer the other day. Guess what I did this morning? Yep, I asked all the parents. I walked in and I was like, okay, all you parents at 5 a.m., how many of you want to get personal trained by me? And you know how many clients I got? This is how fucking many. We're not personal training, dog. Here's a tip. Stop eating like a pig and do some body weight squats.
Get
on Ozempic.
Yeah, we can talk. If you need a personal trainer, holler at me. I don't know, but
it's real hard. Here, there's these things called push-ups, walking, running, sit-ups, planks, squats, and not just to sit on the shitter. Like, it's if you actually pay somebody to personal train, you're either fucking the trainer or you're a remedial. I mean, come on, dog. You need somebody to tell you how to do a lift. And there's some people that need personal training. Like, I'm going to go to the gym today for an hour, and I'm going to let Steve over here tell me a little deeper. Extend your knees, get your shoulders back. Good job, Karen. Great work. Now, fuck all that.
There's a lot of situations where it's typically the first one, Matt, where there's
I understand. I know. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Google's a thing. Get on Google and type in, how do I personal train? And then you can just copy it off of that, you lazy fuck.
0 to 60 premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. Great show. It's always the best show or the last show. And hopefully we're back on Thursday on this channel here. We appreciate the Believe Network.
People don't want to get hurt doing what, a push-up? You're going to get hurt doing a push-up? Come on, dog. You're not going to get hurt. You just want somebody to be like, oh, you're looking so good today, Cheryl. Shut up.
Yeah, good Lord. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here? We'll be back on Thursday, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah, Bailey.
Yeah, I'm really getting after the Colorado.
You'd be out here fucking slanging.
Yep, that's right. The Colorado Boulder. Yeah.
Bailey's personal training. Come on in here and get down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's right. Rio, shout out to you, my man, for supporting the show.
Ooh, here's another good question. Type 1 is genetic, right? Type 2 is you're fat and like sugar. And that's cool.
Is that I'm gonna be honest, I have no fucking clue. I think that's reversed off the top of my head, but no, Matt, you might be right.
Is type 1 genetic and type 2 fatty, or is it the other way around?
Chat, let us know before I have to Google this real quick.
And I'm sure there's skinny people that have type 2. I get it, but fuck, man, judge away. I'm just making fun of everyone. Calm down. All right, are we done for the day? What the fuck?
0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. We'll be back on Thursday. Pound the like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family. We appreciate you watching, and we hope you enjoy your Tuesday. Go Buffs. Peace.
Sticking feather.